It is not necessarily a beautiful night. A lot of rain has been in the area, but it is definitely cleared up. Orlando City B in forward Madison here at Mount Verde Academy. This game presented by Orlando Health. Glad that you're with us. You're taking a look at Neil Halavity, who will be roaming the sidelines for forward Madison tonight because of the suspension to Daryl Shore. And OCB has been in an incredible run of form lately. They have been unbeaten in their last three after having their difficulties to open up the season. to Blante, that finds the back of the net. And then how about this one from Serginho, long distance, rocket shot. OCB, the Lions, have been really enjoying this run of form, as you see. Souza right there. And a different set of circumstances for the Mingos as they have dropped their last three. So something has to give in this match tonight. The last time these two teams met, it was a 2-1 affair, and the Flamingos get the win. And Kobe Osewusu got the party started. And then it was a goal by Nunez and a goal by Russell for the win. And you see Granitor trying to get around Connor Tobin right here. He draws the foul. So Kobe Osewusu, as I said, will step up to the spot to try to get the Lions on the board before the break. 36th minute, back of the net. That's how we go to the break. When we come back, 58th minute, Nunez, who is not in the lineup tonight, not dressed, he is suspended. So that is a blow for the visitors. So now we're 1-1 and just turning around off the par, back of the net. That's Sean Russell, the defender, in the 70th minute. So it was 2-1 the last time we got together. That was then, as I said. This is now. Will the Lions continue their winning streak, their unbeaten streak? Will the Mingos get off the schneid and pick up their first set of points in their last four games? We're about to find out next on ESPN+. Welcome back on the campus of Mount Verde Academy, the home of OCB. And this game presented by Orlando Health. They are the presenting sponsor. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has the physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Time for us to take a look at the lineups. We will start with the Lions. And this is somewhat familiar territory, although we do have a keeper in Christian Herrera, the 6'7", 21-year-old, with a lot of USL Championship experience. He's in the pipes. Silva, Simeon, Simas, Mendoza, And then you got Diouf, Emir, Serginho, Souza, Santos, and Bender for Orlando City B for Coach Fernando. Taking a look at Neil Halavity's club tonight. Brian Silvestri is in the pipes. He did not play the last time the Mingos were in Central Florida. Schneider, Russell, Tobin, Diaz in the back. Leonard, Machad, and Nagazi in the middle. Paulo Jr., J.C. Banks, and Don Smart, the leading scorer for Forward Madison, will be up top. We are about to get set and ready to go. Gabriel Gussetti is the man with the Barbasol right there. And dig, if you will, a picture of the boys in all purple on what would have been the 61st birthday of Prince. And the Lions will get us started as soon as that whistle takes place. So the Lions will go from left to right on your screen, and the visitors in all white this evening from head to toe will go from right to left. Connor Tobin getting the touch and over to Nagazi. And back to the captain, and he'll spray it out wide for Schneider. Putting it down the line, hitting our camera, and the Lions will throw it in. Serginho. Simeon over for Silva. He'll dance around, feeling a little bit of pressure from Jeff Machad. The man out of West Palm Beach, played previously with Miami FC. All the way back to Herrera, again, 6'7", 213, the 21-year-old, who has, as I said, a lot of experience in USL Championship with Swope Park, Portland 2, and Real Monarchs. A lot of pressure early on as Amir trying to dance out of trouble, feeling a little bit of pressure right there. And now Amir going over the top, going long distance. Doesn't find the intended target, which was Randy Mendoza. That will go out of play, and Mendoza will throw it in. Mendoza will survey his options. Again, this game very, very interesting. Coming into this game and looking back at the previous matchup between these two teams, a 2-1 affair in which the Flamingos got the win. OCB early in the season trying to find their way, trying to find form, trying to find points. And those points started to come in with 2 wins and a draw, 2 wins at home and a draw on the road their last time out, as Leonard will send that down the pitch. That will go out of play in front of the Flamingos bench. And you'll see Leo Simas, the Brazilian, throwing it in. For the Mingos, it's been a tough road for them as they dropped their last 3. They are bottom of the table in League One action, just above this Orlando City B club. Throwing the ball into the middle, can't be handled by Jordan Bender, and that ball will go out of play. Last touch by the men in white. A lot of firepower on this Madison club. On paper, they were figured to be among the best teams in League One. Serginho out for Bender. Bender stutter step, dancing around, left foot into the box, nobody home, cleared out. And the first whistle of the ball game. And you see Jeff Machad giving a little push on Bender. Machad, very versatile player, has extremely deadly feet. All the way back to Silvestri. And the veteran keeper will give it out to Sean Russell. Russell will dance forward, sending it long distance. One touch by Banks. Over for Paulo Jr. A lot of experience. And there's Leonard sending it in for Don Smart, then outside. Cleared out nicely, well-timed on that slide by Nathan Simeon, the 18-year-old from here in Mount Verde. Carl Schneider will throw it in. He is the one member of this Madison club that grew up in this town of Madison. Machad sending it towards the goal and over the crossbar. So in the 5th minute, a lot of activity by both of these teams. And that first shot goes on top of the goal as Herrera will kick it away. Neil Halavity will manage this game for the visitors. It is his first time as a manager of a club as Daryl Shore was. And we'll get to Neil in a second, talking about Coach Fernando, who is very happy with the run of form of his club. A lot of confidence with his team, and they are excited about this matchup, taking on this veteran squad from Madison. Neil Halavity, who played a number of years in the NASL, is Daryl Shore's assistant coach, and he will be roaming the sidelines this evening as that ball goes out of play. Daryl Shore basically in the press box tonight, again serving that 1-game suspension. There's Neil Halavity. Missing the familiar mustache, as Daryl Shore told him that he needs to start growing it back, as they have not won since he shaved it off. But the veteran player, and opportunity as Brian Silvestri covers up as the Lions were running towards the ball. Halavity, as I said, veteran of 2nd Division soccer here in the United States, managing his first game, and he's excited about it, and he knows that he's just keeping the seat warm for Daryl Shore. Here's Amir with a lot of running room. Out for Seamus. Machad. And Simeon out for Silva, the biggest player in a purple kit. Mendoza. Souza. And the Lions just playing catch, trying to find some clearance. Stolen away, there's Machad. Don Smart, the veteran. He's got some running room. He'll chip it forward. Machad heading it out for J.C. Banks. Sent forward, nobody home for the visitors, and all the way back to Herrera. Austin Amir calling for it back from Simeon. Silva. Diouf, and Diouf back in the lineup after injury. Long distance pass, knocked forward by Rafa Santos and out of play. And a throw in for Christian Diaz. Making the trip, the Mingo fans all the way from Wisconsin to here in Central Florida. And here's Russell. He'll send it forward. Trying to back heel it forward was Carl Schneider. And the Madison native will be the one to throw it in. Directing traffic, throwing it in. Finding Naganzi. And here's Russell. Plenty of space. Finds Naganzi, and Naganzi sends him back. Russell taking his time. He had a goal the last time the Flamingos came here to Central Florida. Tobin, the captain, another very experienced player. Sending it back to Brian Silvestri. Silvestri, before he joined Forward Madison, played for LA Galaxy 2, also played for North Carolina FC. And that will belong, and Don Smart will throw it in. Smart, a very versatile player, very smart player, apropos to his name. You can see him playing basically anywhere on that right side. The ball goes out of play. It will belong to Orlando City B. Smart can play as a right fullback, a winger, and up top as he is tonight. 2 goals on the season for the Mingos. And the long throw, and Santos can't catch up with it. It will go out of play, and Silvestri will kick this one away. We're in the 10th minute. One shot on goal throughout the evening, and that belongs to forward Madison. Russell from Machad, feeling a little bit of pressure from Serginho, and that goes past the Mingos, but stolen away by Paolo Jr., sending it forward, foot raced, and J.C. Banks just couldn't get around Herrera. We'll stay where we are, and Herrera will kick it away, but you see the speed of J.C. Banks, the Milwaukee native. Played last with the Jacksonville Armada, son of the late, great Jimmy Banks, who passed away earlier this year. U.S. men's national team player. Silva will go back to his keeper. Herrera in his second start of the season, started the second game of the season in a loss, trying to keep Orlando City unbeaten in their last four. Serginho for Santos. Santos switching sides, finding Seamus on a dime. Seamus cutting in, almost overruns the ball. Out for Diouf, now Serginho. Serginho teed it up long distance, hit Leonard in the back. He's back up, ball still in the 18. We've got a handball. Actually not a handball, but a flag up. And that ends the opportunity for Orlando City. Orlando City be good on the build-up, and they have been finding the net, as Silvestri will place it down and kick it away. The build-up has been there for the Flamingos. What's been difficult has been the finishing. They've been spraying the ball all over the place. Sometimes, as you saw earlier in the game, above the net, on the side of the net. Sometimes they're putting it on the frame and making the goalkeeper look very, very good. They've also been a little bit unlucky finding the ironworks from time to time. They have lost 4 games on the season, 1-0. So they have been in the games. Defense has not been a factor in terms of letting down the Flamingos. Here's Machad. Heavy touch there, and he plays himself out of an opportunity. Seamus, who's normally on the right, all the way on the left. He'll jog back to his familiar spot as Diouf sends it backwards. And Herrera will pick it up and decide what he wants to do and slide it out to Nathan Simeon. And now Serginho back to the Orlando native, who sends it down the line, out of play, past the forward Madison bench. Naganzi for Tobin, and they call him Turbo. Silvestri. Russell. Russell played a year ago with the Richmond Kickers. Tobin chipping it forward. And instead finds Silva. Here's Souza trying to get around Tobin. That goes out of play. Quick throw by Souza. Diouf. Long distance pass to Serginho. Serginho feeling pressure from the West Palm Beach native. Played a year ago with Miami FC. Now chipping it forward. Seamus. And the push from behind and into the board. Naganzi, and Serginho slow to get up. Set piece opportunity coming up from the angle. And a conversation between the two gentlemen. But Serginho will take this one. Normally on set pieces, Orlando City B will go short. So Serginho, who does have a right foot, could send it into the mouth of the 18. He's got Bender to his right and Seamus to his left. He goes to the left. Seamus into the middle. Little give and go. Seamus now on it. Diouf calling for it. That's not where it goes. Amir Simeon. Silva. Smart forces him to go backwards. J.C. Banks comes over to say hello. And the ball being sent backwards, then going forward. Amir, Serginho. And it will go in the direction of forward Madison. Paolo Jr. is down, but Schneider will send it forward, trying to get around Simeon. Machad comes up. Machad again heavy on the touch. Seamus dancing out of trouble, getting it back to Simeon, who sends it forward past the intended target. And Sean Russell is on it. One touch down the line. Machad. Well, actually, that's Paolo Jr. is Machad and Paolo Jr. sporting the same haircuts this evening as you see the foul. As Serginho trying to get around Paolo Jr. Can't do it. And now forward Madison. Leonard heavy on his touch. Schneider is there. Bender was trying to get it, but there's Machad. Sent out of play, and we'll check to see which way the flag goes. It will go in favor of Orlando City as Seamus will throw in. Seamus down the line. And that goes out of play. It will stay with Orlando City. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club from orthopedics and sports medicine and virtually every medical specialty. Orlando Health has the physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Schneider going back to Russell. Then Tobin. Tobin surveying his options to Russell. Russell, heavy touch and feeling the pressure from Santos, but has to be bailed out by Schneider. Machad, and he touches it heavy, but is able to pick it up. Leonard and Bender will settle it down. J.C. Banks on him. 3 white kits around, but he's able to slide it to Serginho. And now Silva out for Mendoza. Mendoza, Diouf. Crossing to Seamus. And here's Serginho. And you see the way Orlando City has been playing. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in their last 5, but in their last 3 they are unbeaten. As Seamus gets the ball knocked away by Paolo Jr. One Brazilian taking on the other. And the last 4 for forward Madison, just 1 draw, and the last 3 have been losses. So both of these teams with significant storylines in their last 3. The Mingos dropping their last 3, and the Lions unbeaten in their last 3. So that is one of the storylines to take a look at. Ball way too heavy as Bender was not breaking on the ball. And Silvestri will hand it off to his captain. 18th minute scoreless. Lions have been unable to get a shot off. 1 shot for forward Madison, and now Machad far back, sending the ball long distance with that right foot, out of play. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Ball being sent forward, intended for J.C. Banks, and caught by Christian Herrera. And you see, this is one of the most interesting parks in League One, as you see this lake behind the pitch. And every once in a while, you'll see some boats parking and watching the game. We see the sunset to the west here in Central Florida. No flamingos of the pink variety anywhere around this lake, but you see him on the pitch in a few of those pink kits in the stands as the fans have come out to watch this team that has really captured the imagination of not just League One, but the United States and worldwide. Is Forward Madison has done an excellent job of marketing their club and social media. Forward Madison took a plane here to Central Florida, 1,100 miles they logged on that trip, and they're trying to get 3 points out of it. J.C. Banks picking the ball up, left foot, and he just goes wide right. Opened up his hips and sent it wide. And Banks is the type of guy that can really pour it on when he gets his opportunities. You see Paolo Jr. getting the steal, getting it to Banks. Banks really finding it hard to get the handle, sending it through the legs of Simeon, but it wasn't on frame. You see great angle there from the ground camera. He could have gone to the near post and probably scored, but he went far post. And Christian Herrera sending it out of play, and Schneider will find his target in Nagazi. Back to Russell and Tobin. Tobin feeling pressure from Santos, spraying it out wide. Now sending it forward. Banks was the intended target. Silva was there to steal it away, and Herrera will right foot it down the pitch. Diouf for Serginho. Little push from behind. No whistle there as Don Smart gets away with it. The push was on Rafa Santos. Russell for Nganzi. Nganzi, strong right foot, knocked away. And Bender was trying to pick it up, but it will be a throw. Nope, it will not. The throw will go to Schneider as Paolo Jr. handed it off. Russell to the man they call Turbo. Sliding it right through the circle. Nganzi out wide. Into the middle for Nganzi again. Over the top. Seamus put his head on it. Bender, and Bender has some running room, slowing down, allowing the defense to get set up, sliding it right through. Heavy touch by Santos, picked up by Mendoza. And here come the Lions, cutting in. Souza right at the elbow, dancing out. Don Smart coming over to help out, picked up by Mendoza, over to Souza. But Machad is there, stolen away by Santos. Right foot, back of the net. 23rd minute defensive breakdown, and the Lions have broken through first. Rafa Santos. Rafa Santos, and he goes and celebrates on the far side. 1-0 Lions. That long distance shot, and the captain starts the scoring. And Orlando City scores the majority of their goals from outside the box, and there is another one for the man with the mustache, taking his fashion cues from Sasha Kleshchin of the big club. So it'll be interesting to see how Forward Madison answers that goal. As Leonard sending it forward for Paolo Jr. And Paolo over for Machad. Machad! And he goes wide. And Machad trying to break through from long distance himself. And he can do it with that strong right foot, but he does not find the frame. That was a concern of Daryl Shores as I spoke to him yesterday about this game. Concerned that the team just couldn't get it on frame, that they're pushing a little too much, that they've been struggling, and when they get their opportunities, they're not making the most of those opportunities. And an opportunity goes awry as we are now in the 25th minute, as Herrera will spray it out wide, staying on the pitch, headed down the pitch, but Connor Tobin is there to get it back to Silvestri. Now Russell. And Russell conservatively for Schneider, and he gets it back. And Orlando City B will give real estate to the back line of forward Madison as Diaz has to go backwards. Now Machad and Russell. Now Leonard, and Leonard feeling pressure from Serginho. That ball going all the way back to Herrera. Silva. Banks just jogging over to keep him honest. Amir. Long distance pass to Seamus on the wing. Now back. Amir switching sides, looking for Mendoza, puts it on a dime. Smart will mark him. So Santos will get into the party. Simeon. Seamus. And good ball movement by the Lions. Mendoza into the final third, calling for Souza. He has him. Flipping around, moving it forward. Mendoza looking to clear, but the flag will go up. Opportunity over for the Lions in the 26th minute. As you hear the whistle of Giesti. Giesti, the man with the Barbasol, keeping it even. Keeping everybody honest this evening. Machad, and Machad has fallen back. Playing the 9 tonight, but falling back to the 6 for the moment. Russell looking for Don Smart. It's headed away by Silva. Banks is kicked. Set piece opportunity coming up is Silva, is Leo Seamus. Slows J.C. Banks down. And we'll take another look as Seamus catches J.C. Banks. And Jeff Machad is on it. No one inside the 18 for either team. Barbasol is down. Machad with a clear look. One-man wall, and it's Amir, and he can go near post. But he sprays it out. Knocked away by Seamus. And now Souza, if he can corral it in. Whistle. We've got a hand injury, which is the reason for the stoppage of play. And Santos, the goal scorer, the captain, is down and slow to get up. And that is the reason why Giusti stopped play as the Lions were streaking down the pitch. We're going to take a look at how this occurred. That 50-50 and that collision with Nganzi, the man from Tanzania, as he is on loan from Minnesota United. Santos is up because you can't keep a good man down. Matias Silva sending about 10 yards forward before he starts us up. Back to Santos and back to Silva. And that goes out of play and kicked in the direction of Paolo Jr. by the manager of the evening for the Mingos, Jeff Machad. Excuse me, Neil Lavity. There is Machad. Machad sending it forward for Paolo Jr. to Banks. Paolo And he had to corral it in, but gives an opportunity for Herrera to jump on it. Great opportunity, but once again, the Mingos pressing a little too much and unable to take advantage of a great breakaway. So when Orlando City B scores first, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. And the only time that Madison has picked up a win when giving up a goal to open up the game, that was here at Mount Verde Academy. Earlier in the season, it was a 2-1 win. Seamus, as we are in the 30th minute. Diouf able to get around Machad, even though Machad got a hold of his jersey, and Serginho trying to connect with Santos, but that goes out of play. And you see the flock has flown south from Madison to take in this game here in Central Florida. Russell, who scored a goal, the winning goal, when Madison came here earlier in the season. And you get a look at the fans that have come to take in this game. And that ball goes out of play. I know Daryl Shore's parents are here. Wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Machad's family made the 2+ hour drive up the turnpike to enjoy this game, because they were regulars in Miami when Jeff played with Miami FC a year ago. And there is Jeff sending it over for Smart. And there is a save, knocked away. Opportunity over. Once again, forward trying to knock on the door. And they're going to sort this one out. We get another look. Smart, good centering pass. Banks puts it on frame. Good save by Herrera. And that was the end of the opportunity. Herrera, 6'7". And you see the 21-year-old who has had caps with the U18 and U20 teams for both Mexico and the U.S. men's national team. He has to jump on that one. And now Amir with a lot of running room. Leads Seamus down the line. Paolo Jr. comes up, plays some defense. That ball sent out of play by Schneider. And Seamus will have a throw. Check that. Barbasol is coming down. So the foul took place before the ball goes out of play. And the last time that Orlando City had a set piece opportunity from a little bit closer than this, they went short. You see Neil Halavity, who's now on the sideline. And Bender, look for him to go short. He does, going backwards, Serginho. And that has been characteristic of Orlando City B throughout the season. Seamus carrying it past the line. Mendoza giving it back. Santos. Diouf. And Diouf, surrounded by white kids, goes backwards to Santos. Now Serginho will have to run on it, keeping it in play, and knocked out by the veteran Paolo Jr. Played a year ago with Penn FC. The throw into Russell. And Connor Tobin sending it forward. Diaz playing catch with Naganzi. Machad getting involved. Out for Schneider. And Madison finding it difficult to move forward, feeling the pressure from the boys in the purple kits. Out for Tobin. Santos will keep him honest. Stolen away by Souza. Santos and Souza. And Souza push from behind from Naganzi. And a conversation with the referee. No one in the book so far, but there have been a number of whistles. And you see this one here is Thiago Souza, the Brazilian, push from behind. And more Barbasol coming down is 10 yards are marked off by Giusti. We'll see what the captain decides to do. He'll wait on it so Souza can touch it. Santos with just enough pressure, sending it back and making Serginho chase Silva. 35th minute. Silva sees what he wants to do. He goes over the top. Mendoza is whistled for leaning too much. Fans follow OCB and the rest of USL League One all season long here on ESPN Plus, home to USL, MLS, UFC, US Open Cup, and more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Herrera feeling a little pressure from Paolo Jr. Amir, Silva, sliding it forward. Mendoza, leading Diouf, but Brian Silvestri is waiting on it. He rolls it out for Russell. Machad, long distance, looking for Banks. Smart was trying to jump on it, but it goes all the way back to Herrera. Right foot, long distance, into the awaiting chest of Russell. Tobin, and you've seen this exchange throughout. Tobin going long distance, finding the head of Mendoza. And Machad will battle with Souza, and Souza wins the battle. Sliding it through. Diouf goes down, no whistle. Schneider picking it up. And here's Diaz connecting with Banks. Machad. Machad still on it. Changing direction. Out for Banks. Banks lifting it into the box, and Herrera, using all 6'7" of his frame, snatches it out of the air. And he's slowed up. We get to take another look at why Herrera was upset, and he really just needs to be upset with Nathan Simeon. Back at the feet of Herrera. 38th minute, 1-0 Lions. The goal came long distance by Rafael Santos in the 23rd minute. Diouf, and he draws the foul. So it will be OCB starting us up. Serginho. As you see him taking out the legs of Diouf. Serginho. Short for Simius. Simeon found the chest of Banks. Back to Tobin. Naganzi. Serginho came up to challenge just enough. Play on, says the referee. Sent forward. And now we'll get a stoppage of play. Looking for the latest USL League One news and contents? Follow USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. Machad who's been all over the middle of the pitch from front to back. Naganzi for Banks. And Diaz taken down by Souza. And Diaz will be slow to get up. Mendoza will get the conversation. And Don Smart has set it in place. Giusti still has not gone to his pocket despite a number of free kick opportunities for both teams. Don Smart will take this one. Right foot. Serving it into the box. Punched out. Banks. Bicycle kick. And it hits the post. Corner coming up. 40th minute. Banks has been knocking on the door early in this game, just can't find the back of the net. As you see Banks trying to turn on it, Mendoza trying to head it away, and it hit the post and knocked away. Corner coming up. Don Smart, out swinger, headed out by the Lions. Souza has some running room, splitting defenders, and he's taken down, and that is a card. 41st minute. First card of the day. It was a professional foul. And that card in the 41st minute going to Carl Schneider, the Madison native. Good foul on his behalf because there was a lot of running room on that breakaway. And down a goal. Wanting to stop any kind of momentum that the home team had. So as we get late into this first half, and Madison trying to find ways to get back in, and they've really been led by J.C. Banks. And Banks, great efforts, but just hasn't been able to find it inside the pipes. Defense and saves stymieing J.C. Banks. And that goes all the way forward. Here's Mendoza on the heavy touch. And Connor Tobin will give a corner to the Lions. And it looks like Serginho will jog over. The Lions have not served one into the box on corners. So look for this one to be short once again. Although, doesn't look like Serginho has any company. So right now, look for the in-swinger. 43rd minute, 1-0 Lions. They go short. Mendoza getting it back. Serginho for Santos. Santos trying to go forward. Naganzi got there, but right back to Simeon. The defender for Diouf. A little bump. And now the Lions still going forward. Here's Mendoza serving it into the box. Over the head of Bender. Don Smart gets his pocket pick before he can even put a foot on it. Here's Seamus. Right into the body of Schneider. And in the 44th minute, a corner kick opportunity coming up for the home team. And Serginho will take this one as well. So can Orlando City B pick up a late first half goal and go to the locker room up 2? 3 white kits in the 6-1 purple kit. Serginho into the box. And it was a good service. Silva couldn't turn on it. First time all season that the boys in purple have served a corner kick into the 18. It belongs to Orlando City B in the 44th minute. Serginho. Seamus. Simeon. One touching it, controlling it in the 45th minute. Silva. And out of play. Nobody home for the Lions, and Silvestri will kick it away. Russell. And will Madison take advantage of the remaining moments of the first half? Souza whistle for the infraction.
Change, quickly.
Schneider going backwards. Russell playing catch with Machad, and Machad has fallen back. As deadly as he can be on offense, he's helping out on defense right now with his team down a goal. Russell looking for Smart over his head. That opportunity is over as the flag was up. We've got 1 minute of added time for your viewing pleasure. And Mendoza will take his time getting over there and actually hand it off to Christian Herrera, getting his second start, and so far pitching a clean sheet through 45 and a little bit more. And an opportunity to send it down the pitch and put a lot of pressure on Madison with less than 30 seconds remaining. That right foot goes into the awaiting hands of his counterpart, Brian Silvestri, the veteran out of Hollywood, Florida.
Again.
Started the
John, look up,
season injured and has now worked his game. So we get an opportunity to take a look at the goal as we walk off the pitch and the sun setting to the west here. The goal coming in the 23rd minute by the captain, that man right there, Rafa Santos. And it gives the Lions an opportunity to go into the locker room, nursing a 1-0 lead. OCB 1, Forward Madison nothing. We will be back with halftime and a whole lot of fun here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Mount Verde Academy. Halftime between OCB and Forward Madison. Opportunity for us to take a look at the week that was in League One action. We will start in Richmond, where North Texas keeps rocking and rolling. Their league best 7th win on the campaign. A 3-0 drubbing over the Kickers. Ricardo Pepe scored his league high 7th goal in just 6 games. And Richmond has lost 3 in a row, and they are stuck at 11 points on the table. We move on to Chattanooga, where they were hosting the Reds of Toronto, and they have not lost a match at home, and they had to fight very hard to get this draw. The party was started in the 36th minute by Connor Doyle, but Toronto scored twice midway through the second half. The last one from League One Player of the Week, Jacob Schapelberg, before the Reds got a late goal from Colin Falvey at home. TFC is currently 3rd on the table, while Chattanooga is 1 below the Mendoza line. Greenville and Tormenta played to a scoreless draw in upstate South Carolina. Both keepers on display in this one. Greenville keeper Dallas J, 5 saves for his 4th clean sheet on the campaign, while Tormenta's Pablo Jara had 2 magnificent saves for his league-high 6th shutout. After a birthday Friday night, Lansing's Nick Moon scored the lone goal of the match at Forward Madison, sending the Mingos to their 3rd straight loss. News out of Orlando City Soccer Club as the MLS club announces their training facility, which will be in Kissimmee. This will bring everybody in the OC family all onto the same property as Orlando City Soccer Club, OCB, and the entire pyramid will be here, and Orlando Pride will get their own facility as well out of this situation. Upcoming schedule for OCB, they will be home on Wednesday night against Tucson. They'll go on the road to Tormenta, then head up to Lansing, come back home, play Greenville on the 28th, and then also host Chattanooga on the 10th of July. For the Mingos, they will be at home 3 of the next 5 matches, one of them being a friendly against Minnesota, Tucson, North Texas, and then the Loons will come to town. Then they'll go on the road and take on the Reds and the Tormenta. A lot of news out of USL. We'll take a look at championship as well as the US Open Cup.
Brown is fine. Look. Whoa! Now it's Musa. Oh, what a hit! Ryan Brown. Brown! Oh, that is electric from Phoenix on the break! Shot! Crossbar!
Defensive juggernaut for both of these squads. Here we go again. Steinberger on the turn. It's going to fall through. Allen! Just like that, it's 3-3. Alex Bassetti making a darting run. It finds its way all the way to Bassetti. Lays it off. Still an opportunity. Brown! Taylor again. The menacing attack. Taylor lets it go. And there's the opener for North Carolina FC.
Frankie comes inside on Watson. Acres of space here for the left wing back. Forbes now pinching in space to shoot. He drives it and beats far.
Toast versus Van Okel. Will this seal a spot? The 4th round. Number 4 delivers. 90th minute, Louisville leads at home again.
Into the 6-yard area, and it's Cicerone who wins in the air and restores St. Louis FC's 2-goal advantage.
So here comes Wynn. Is this onside? It is. A chance for Nashville to equalize, and they do! Carlton Belmar. Charleston into this round with 2 goals. And now, He sends them into the 4th round. Charleston with the upset. Gonna tie his shoe. While action goes on around him. Oh, good chance here for Lebo. Up against the top scorer. Frater puts it in. New Mexico United in front. That's kept in play. Skundrit's the initial effort. Another cross. Headed in. Winner Manova at the death.
My favorite times of the year, U.S. Open Cup. We take a look at the news and notes from around League One. How about the streak on the road? Lansing, unbeaten in 5. North Texas, they keep on rocking. They got a 3-0 win the last time out in Richmond. And Jacob Schaffelberg, a goal and 2 assists for the Reds. He is your player of the week. And you see Schaffelberg up top with Pepe, who has just been lights out throughout the entire season. As you see Rafi Santos there for OCB. He was your goal scorer. Might be on that team again this week with that goal in the first half. And you look at the power rankings from top to bottom. And North Texas, number 1, and they are there and solidified. And you look down, and OCB in 5th a week ago, now in 6th. Forward Madison at the bottom of the power rankings, looking to get their way back. Pepe, 7 goals, 1 assist in 6 games. Absolutely outstanding. Gallardo, 4 goals as well. And you look at the assists, Richmond and Chattanooga finding a lot of assistance, 4 from each of Matthew and Vangel. Goalkeepers haven't been too bad. So look at that. Alex Mangels for Chattanooga, 33. Akira Fitzgerald with 32. Chade, not in the pipes tonight, but he's got 28. And look at that. FC Tucson getting a lot of help with Ejimadu and his 27 saves and 2 clean sheets. Fitzgerald has 4 on the season. Gold Cup participants, and you look at Nathan Lewis right there, Lansing, Ignite, and Trinidad and Tobago, well represented by that defender. Haiti and Canada as well. So good to see League One in the Cup. And Jay is called up for World Cup qualifying. He is playing for Guam, and his entire team was watching the first of the home and away legs on this one. The winner will advance to the second round. And in 2019, Jay has had 4 clean sheets in 10 starts for Triumph. Time for us to go and take a break. Don't go away. We got so much more for you. Second half, including highlights and stats, coming up next on the other side of this break on ESPN Plus. birds of a feather flock together. Those are not flamingos, but those are the resident birds here at Mount Verde Academy, with a bird's eye view of a 1-0 45+1 that saw OCB get a 23rd minute goal by Rafa Santos. We take a look at the highlights, and Madison has been knocking on the door. They just haven't been able to enter. You see that long distance long distance shot is over the crossbar, and you see the hops on Christian Herrera. Another opportunity here, J.C. Banks, but he's cut off by Herrera. Paolo Jr. sending it forward, and Banks just cut off. And Banks has been a little unlucky as he has had a couple of opportunities in the first half he just hasn't been able to take advantage of. A little give and go there, and Paolo Jr. trying to get it to his favorite foot, but that heavy touch shut down the opportunity there as Silva got it over to his keeper. Another opportunity here is Machad over for Smart. Smart centering, and there's Banks getting shut down. And what you're unable to see in this package is a 23rd minute goal from long distance by Santos. Another opportunity there by Banks. First shut down by Mendoza and then hitting the bar. And Banks, all he can do is smile. Only one card on the evening so far, 41st minute to Carl Schneider. Possession in favor of OCB. Shots on target, that's what Daryl Shore wants to see out of his team, 2 versus 1. 5 shots on the evening for forward Madison, but the only stat that ever really matters is the top one, and that is goals. And the only one on the evening so far belongs to the Lions. We will switch sides. J.C. Banks will start us up. The men in white from Madison will go from left to right on your screen. And forward Madison will have to defend as the boys in purple will go from right to left. On the whistle, Banks will get us started. There is Giusti. And we are underway in the second half in forward Madison, being led tonight by Neil Halavity. And there is Halavity right there in the polo. And it will be a throw for the Flamingos, looking to break their 3-game losing skid. The youth putting pressure on Naganzi. Sending it forward, and there's Paolo Jr. trying to slide it out. Not enough on that header, and here are the Lions. And there's Neil Halavity having a laugh, despite the fact that he is down 1-0 in his managerial debut. Stolen away by the Lions. You see the records up there. And here's an opportunity for Banks at the elbow. And Simeon. And he will give that ball to his keeper. And he'll kick it away. Single goal on the afternoon. Rafa Santos. Will it be enough to pick up their 3rd win in 4 games, keep their unbeaten streak at 4, and lift them farther up on the table? Or will it be Madison coming back, getting the draw, or even the win? Those are the storylines right now. Stay with us and we'll walk you through them. If OCB can get another win here, it would put them 1 point below the playoff picture on the Mendoza line. Stolen away, here's Serginho. And well timed by Eric Leonard. And if you think about the way that this season started for OCB, they go without a win. They go without the wins in their first 6. And with a win tonight, that would be 4 in a row with points. and that would get them well up on the table. What a turnaround for OCB. League One is all jammed up as Diaz will throw it in. Finding Smart. Souza's there. Stolen away by Diaz. Smart is able to get on it. And we've got a late whistle as Diaz was motioning for the foul. So the Barbasol will go down here in the 48th. We'll start up in the 49th as Don Smart will serve it up as Kiusti will lay down the Barbasol. Two-man wall of Austin Amir and Thiago Souza. Smart will whip it in with that right foot. Looking over at Halavity for instructions. And he was going right at it, punched away by Herrera. Tobin was trying to hammer it home, and he just couldn't get it done. Outstanding opportunity. Don Smart trying to go near post. Nearly pulled it off, but the 6'7" Herrera was able to punch it away. Let's see how close this was. He whips it in. Herrera was there. Tobin trying to put his foot on it, but it's covered nicely by the Lions defense, and Herrera will kick it away. 50th minute. Opportunities have been there for the Flamingos, and that was a conversation that I had with Daryl Shore yesterday. Said he's been happy with the buildup, happy with the chances. They just haven't been able to finish. And that is confidence. Don Smart trying to jump on it. Well timed by Silva. Machad covered by Mendoza. Mendoza times it perfectly. And Santos will turn it around. Smart, just enough pressure. One touching it. Diouf, he's got running room. He can split defenders, trying to send it out wide for Souza, but well defended and knocked away. Here's Machad. Machad will carry it, switching sides. And a whistle there as Paolo Jr. goes down. So the game stays at 1-0. Great opportunity here. Diouf just right into the body of the man they call Turbo. And Turbo, Connor Tobin did play with Neil Halavity in days gone by. Is Smart sending it out wide and knocked away by Herrera. Herrera unable to gather it in. And here's Seamus. Seamus with running room. Gives it up too easily as he was sending it down the line, but stolen away. Leonard. McGansey. And that ball will go out of play. Nope. Play on. Looked like it had gone out. Banks was able to keep it in. Sent forward by Machad. Corralled in. Don Smart. Smart switching sides, looking for Paolo Jr. Ball had too much air under it. And when you're 6'7", you can snatch it out of the air. And Christian Herrera trying to calm everyone down before he sends it forward. But so far, the aggressors in this half have been the Mingos, sent out by Mendoza. Now punching it forward and nobody there to corral it in. He would have been offside, so that ball will go out of play. And you look at Coach Fernando. And it was tough going for that manager early in the season. First 6 games saw the Lions go scoreless, but the last 3 have been different. Diaz trying to send it over to Smart. Mendoza gets in front of it. Here's Amir. Gathering it forward for Diouf. And then looking for Serginho, but too heavy. And here comes Machad. Machad with space. Gave it up too easy. As Simeon stepped in front. Serginho give and go. Bender, who's been very quiet in this game, had to slow it up for Serginho. dancing around is the Brazilian. Everyone pushing forward. And now Mendoza feeling pressure from behind. Souza into the middle. Diouf. Around the horn go the Lions. Serginho. Seamus was on the overlap, but nothing happens. And Orlando City will work all the way back and rebuild it. Here's Silva. Forward, Souza. Cutting inside. Souza tripped up by the man on loan from the Loons, and he'll go into the book in the 54th minute. Nganzi from Tanzania will go into the book, and the ball will be just to the left of straight on and about 24, 25 yards out as you see the foul from ground zero. So here we got another opportunity for Orlando City B to strike. Serginho, and it is a little bit farther out. Call it about 28-30. Serginho right foot. Santos is there as well. Keep in mind that most often Orlando City B goes short on set pieces. Four-man wall. And Eric Leonard calling for a tight wall. Serginho, who does have the leg strength to go right at it. And that's what he does. He tries to blast it through the wall, goes low. Amir picks it up. And Orlando City will reset it from behind. Santos trying to get around Smart, he does. He takes his rep. And Brian Silvestri, noticing that it was going to be off frame, let it go without touching it, and he'll kick it away. 55th minute, as you look at the individual effort from Santos. Thought he had the near post, but he put too much curl on it. Tobin goes forward. Banks unable to handle it. Seamus goes all the way back to Herrera. Banks will keep him honest, and Herrera down the line a little too much. And the ball will pinball around. Simeon settles it down. Seamus. Bender. And now Mendoza. Souza feeling pressure, trying to dance around Christian. Diaz able to do it, switching sides. Schneider put his head on it. Nganzi puts his head on it. Simeon sending it forward. Too heavy for everyone, and Silvestri will handle it. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has the physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Shot from distance, punched away by Herrera. Teed it up from long distance. And Herrera talking to all the purple kids in front of him.
Can we do it now, please? Jason's dropping in. Eric's going to play as the 6. Okay, you're going as the 9.
And you're chipping all the way, sending it back.
Okay.
And look at that right foot, and Johnny on the spot is Herrera.
Ali.
And it's punched away.
Ali.
Ali Nganzi is going to check out of this game.
Ali.
As Santos is being attended to, and in the 58th minute, Bemint is going to come in.
For Madison, leading the game is number 12,
Brian Bemint. Rafi Santos, the goalkeeper's night is over. And we'll see a new man on the pitch, and that's Will Begrew. So Begrew will come in the 58th minute as well for Rafa Santos, the captain. So corner kick coming up. It will be Don Smart, near side. And you heard Neil Halavity saying that Begrew is now the captain. Don Smart goes short. Machad chipping it in. Headed away momentarily by Begrew. Now Smart sending it in, knocked away. And that is going to be a card as Machad is going to go in the book in the 59th minute, pulling down Diouf from behind. Another professional card by Madison. And maybe just lucky enough that Jeff Machad's night is not over. So now 3 cards have been handed out to the Mingos. None for OCB. That's another change from the beginning of the season is OCB was very undisciplined in their early games. Played their first 2 games down a man in the second half with red cards. And this is the first buildup of the second half for OCB. The opportunity is over, but the first time in the 15 minutes we've been playing here in the second half that OCB has found themselves in the final third. Serginho dancing around. Now Diouf sliding it forward to Souza. Pulling up the brakes. Just couldn't get around on it. He gets it. Just goes wide. What an individual effort by Thiago Souza to get the ball back, but he just couldn't find the back of the net. Great leading pass by Diouf, trying to cut in around Connor Tobin, and that one just misses. 61st minute. Will Begrew and that will stop play. Mendoza colliding with Don Smart. The captain now, and a yellow card handed out to Randy Mendoza in the 61st minute. The armband for Orlando City now belongs to that man who's having the conversation with the referee, Diouf. And you see how the 23-year-old out of UC Santa Barbara, Randy Mendoza, gets the card. And Coach Fernando told me that he was really excited about the matchup between Don Smart and Mendoza, and Mendoza has done a good job so far on the veteran. Schneider will chase it down, get it over to his captain. Tobin will spray it out wide, 50-50, won by Smart. Now Diaz staying on it. And Souza has to be careful as he takes out the legs of Christian Diaz. And you hear Neil Halavity working the referees, looking for a card on Souza. Don Smart serving it in, finds Serginho. Serginho chipping it forward. Foot race. Souza on his horse. Diaz had to track back. Souza going far post, back of the net. 63rd minute. How about that? 2-0 Lions. On the counter, Souza. Just a rocket shot. Long distance. Only 2 players in a purple kit involved in this one. Souza tracks it down, working on Diaz, cuts in right foot. Absolutely nothing that Brian Silvestri could do about this one. Bang, back of the net. Rocket shot, and once again, Orlando City B showing how dangerous they can be from downtown. Souza with his 3rd on the season. And now Madison really finding themselves in a hole. It's often said that a 2-goal lead is one of the most difficult leads to hold. And we're going to find out how the Lions can handle that type of situation. We're going to see another substitution coming up for Madison in a moment. Bagru, baseline, sending it in, cleared out. Smart's going to have to jump on that quick as the Lions playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. And that was the concern to Daryl Shore. Going into this game, he knew the Lions had confidence, and now with a 2-goal lead, they're going to play with even more confidence.
Go, go. Let him know. Gabi.
Machad sending it forward, looking for Smart, intercepted by Mendoza. Mendoza, ball spending a lot of time pinballing around, almost like a tennis match. Diaz, he'll whip it into the box. Simeon put his head on it. Paolo Jr. trying to find the net. He can't get there. We'll stay where we are. Corner coming up. Machad will jump over and take this one. Another substitution.
Substitution for forward Madison in the 65th minute. Leading the game is number 23, Carl Schneider. He's being replaced by number 77,
Toyama in for Schneider in the 66th minute. So Toyama will take us home. An offensive substitution for Neil Halavity, pulling the left fullback who's sitting on a card. Picked that one up in the 41st minute. Neil Halavity, who played a number of years in the NASL, including playing in Minnesota, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, North Carolina. Very strong football IQ. In his first coaching stint as the assistant to Daryl Shore, who we talked about is on a game suspension. Stolen away and then given up for Souza. Souza, not a lot of room to work with, dribbled it out of play. And a quick throw, Diaz. Smart. And that's sent out of play. Madison looking to throw it in again. Machad, who played a year ago with Don Smart in Miami. And that ball will stay with Madison. Madison finding themselves down 2 goals. And that is knocked away by Leonard. A takedown, no whistle. Turning it around is Madison. They got running room. 68th minute. Trying to find a way to get on the board. J.C. Banks had a number of chances in the first half. He just couldn't convert. Serginho. Sliding it forward. Diouf. Couldn't handle it. Diaz. Diouf not giving up on the play. Diouf getting the ball back. Teaming up with Bender. Now Souza. Mendoza. Diouf. In Orlando City. Trying to settle it down. Less than 23 minutes remaining. OCB looking for their third win in their last 4. And Madison, despite the fact that they lead League One in attendance, facing the opportunity of dropping their 4th in a row. Jeff Machad brought his pitching iron. He needed the 3-iron. 69th minute. And Machad frustrated with himself. Fans follow OCB and the rest of the USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to USL, MLS, UFC, the US Open Cup, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Orlando City B will be on ESPN Plus on Wednesday night. Christian Herrera picked up a card a moment ago. Don Smart. Herrera had to jump in and just get a mid on it. Smart gets it back, stops the ball, working with reinforcements, traveling to the baseline, but dribbling it out of play. And Herrera picking up the second card of the evening in the 68th minute. And we get a look at how Herrera shuts down Don Smart, getting it inside, and was just enough off the ball that Herrera was able to get there. And we remain at a 2-0 game. 71st minute, Herrera will kick this one away. Injured player down for OCB, and that is Randy Mendoza, the 23-year-old out of Santa Paula, California. Played his college ball at UC Santa Barbara, picked up a yellow card in the 61st minute. We've still only seen one substitution, and that was because of the injury to Rafa Santos. That one was coming in the 58th minute as Will Bagru came in for him. So Mendoza, who has put in a lot of miles off of that left side for Coach Fernando. And Herrera getting his second start on the campaign, sending everyone forward, looking for a clean sheet of his own. And Mendoza is back on the pitch. Bagru, double teamed, fighting to get it back, but Paolo Jr. comes up with it. Machad. And here's Diaz. Diaz leading Machad too much, cleared out, sent forward by Bagru, just couldn't handle it. Eric Leonard back to Tobin. Tobin trying to go forward, stolen away by Diouf. Good midfield defense by the Lions. Herrera, right foot, short of the stripe. Toyama will have the throw. As Madison has basically gone to a back line of 3, trailing by 2. Machad leading Diaz, trying to get it forward, stolen away. Tobin will get there. Ball sent forward over the top. Mendoza puts his head on it, cleared out by Silva all the way back. Sean Russell who had the game winner the last time
the
Flamingos came to town. Leonard sending it forward. That ball will stay on the pitch. Pressure by Smart makes Simeon send it all the way back to his keeper. Cleared out by Herrera. That will go out of play, and it will belong to the Mingos. Another substitution coming up is Jordan Bender's night is now over.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Orlando City in the 74th minute. Leaving the game.
Steven Hernandez, the very versatile player, will come in. Hernandez can play offense and defense, and he has throughout the season. He comes in at the 74th minute for Jordan Bender, who's had a very quiet evening. Toyama, long distance throw. Stolen away by the Lions. Bagru got tangled up on it, and that play is over as Seamus frustrated. Will Bagru whistled for the infraction. Diouf and Jeff Machad having words, and Bagru getting tangled up with Toyama. Forward Madison trying to make something happen, but having difficulty. Bagru picking up the loose ball. Russell and Leonard will have to retreat. Hernandez in the box. Taken down. And it will go the other way. Tobin sending it forward, intercepted by Souza. Souza stepping in front of the pass intended for Machad. Amir. Diouf down. Not sure if the referee even sees it. And Diouf is down. And play will stop. It looks like it's a cramp, and he'll get the assistance of the referee. So Diouf, who has the captain's badge, will get worked on right now. 76th minute. And you see Souza for Amir, and just cramped up, went straight down, non-contact. Still down and still being attended to. Opportunity for everybody to get some refreshments. Who's up? Who's down? Where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL League One Power Rankings, only on USLLeague1.com. And Diouf still being worked on, that right calf, and that will add time when we're done. Looks like Kobe Osewusu is going to come in. He came into this game as the Lions' leading scorer with 3 goals, now sharing that honor with Thiago Souza. And once Diouf comes off, looks like his night will be over. Third captain of the evening in Kobe Osewusu, who normally wears it when he is on the pitch, will get it back. So Diouf's night is over, and Kobe is on in the 77th minute. That is officially in the 78th minute. All the way back to Herrera. And Herrera for Simeon. OCB doing a great job of just controlling the action here Madison's going to have to find their way to find opportunities. They have created some opportunities, but they have not been able to take advantage of them. Frustration growing for the Flamingos as Osei-Wusu gets involved in the action for the first time. Jeff Machad, who is a physical player, sitting on a yellow card, that one coming in the 59th minute. But the opportunities for the Mingos just really have not been there, and they haven't really been creating them as of late. And with a 2-goal advantage by the Lions, time is of the essence for the visitors. Here's Serginho with options, and he goes out wide right for Seamus. And there is Hernandez getting his pocket pick, trying to earn it back, unable to do so. Now the Lions do get it back. Serginho sending Seamus forward. Tackle just outside. Play on, says the referee. And here comes Madison. And Madison with about 11 minutes plus added time to try to find their way to at least a draw. Don Smart being held off by Silva, and Herrera covers up. And we see Russell and Seamus getting tangled up. No call on that one. Lions are back on it. We're in the 80th minute. They're up 2-0. Rafa Santos got the party started in the 23rd minute. And then Thiago Souza with a screamer far post in the 63rd. Will Bagru on his horse. Rocket shot from the angle, and that goes out of play. If it was a little bit lower, might have found just below. The ball may very well be in the lake, and it might be a souvenir for anybody that's boating. Diaz back to his captain. Very hot and humid evening here in Central Florida. It rained for a good bit of the day before the match started. We actually had a hard time setting up our equipment. It rained so often this afternoon, but got the game started on time, and we were rocking and rolling ever since. Serginho with some big-time defense. And while the player is down, Bagru, great individual effort, rocket shot. And that very well, nope, just stayed inside the water as it went near the power supply. Amir for Souza. Souza defended well, has to turn around on it. Earns the ball back. Souza will throw it in. No, he won't. Mendoza will come over. As you see, Don Smart is trying to get Mendoza to speed it up, and it actually causes more of a delay as Mendoza did not catch it. Mendoza will walk closer and closer to the corner. Smart will keep him company. Throwing it in, looking for Kobe, can't get there. Sent into the middle, looking for Serginho. And this has been the way that the night has gone for the Mingos. They just can't get enough control of the ball. Heavy touches, ending opportunities. Seamus slowing it down. Amir, he can play catch. Substitution coming up for Madison, but we'll hang out for that one. Ball will go out of play. It will belong to Brian Silvestri. J.C. Banks, his night will be over on the next stoppage of play, as Russell will carry it forward. Machad feeling pressure, trying to dribble through. Little tug on the back of the jersey. That will stop play.
Yeah, let's do it. Coach, yeah.
Thought we were going to get the substitution. Referee was unaware of it. Silva puts his head on it. Now Seamus, as Paolo Jr. is trying to earn the ball back. That ball knocked farther into the final third.
Now. Go, yes. Gabi!
And now we're going to have the substitution. And Eaton will come in for Banks.
Leading the game is number 29, J.C. Banks. He's being replaced by number 6, Brandon Eaton.
So Eaton for Banks in the 83rd. Banks with opportunities in the first half that just didn't go Madison's way. And an opportunity here for the Mingos. Good defense slows it down. Serginho looking to clear it out. Toyama was on him. Got it to Russell. Now Machad. And here's Leonard. Now into the middle. Foot race to the corner. Smart just isn't able to get there, and it belongs to the Lions. Don Smart still has speed in those old legs. Herrera already has a yellow for wasting time. So he's going to have to speed this up just a little bit. Puts it down. And tries to go out for Mendoza. Mendoza with a handball, so we'll start back up. Eaton will get us started. He'll move it forward a few feet. Giusti will direct traffic. Eaton will join the party, and it will be Don Smart. And you see that handball right there. Don Smart will be starting us back up. Right foots it into the 18, snatched out of the air by the big frame of Christian Herrera. And Herrera will send everyone forward and highlight it out for Mendoza. Silva just got it past Eric Leonard. He just didn't time it right. Over the top. Osewusu, flag up. That ball will clear the line. And Silvestri will kick this one away. Orlando City B looking for their third win in 4 games. They picked up a draw the last time out on the road. For Madison, trying to avoid their 4th loss in the row. That goes just wide. And that has been the frustration. Corner coming up, but that shot just going wide. Smart going short. Machad chipping it into the box, headed out by Silva. Diaz has to go all the way back to Silvestri. Now the sense of urgency, Toyama. Seamus whistled for the infraction. 87th minute. Machad, can he get there? No. Osewusu picking it up. A lot of real estate to work with. Friends to the left and the right. Slowing it down. Russell slowing him down. Out to Souza. Souza content with slowing it down. Working it into the corner. Now trying to go baseline around Diaz. Climbing the ladder was Hernandez, and he got whistled. Silvestri, the Florida native from Hollywood, Florida. Played at Hollywood Hills High School. Diaz. The Gru will keep Tobin honest, and Tobin has to put it out of play. Time running out for the visitors. Referee trying to get the Lions to speed up play. Paolo Jr. picking it up, handing it to his fellow Brazilian. Serginho, that's stolen away. Hernandez whistled for the infraction. Russell will start us up. Over for Tobin, now 88th minute. Should get at least 3 to 5 of added time. Diaz feeling pressure from Souza. Diaz sliding it into the middle. One touch by Leonard. One touching it down the pitch. Good ball movement. And that's going to find the back of the net. 88th minute. And that ball finds the back of the net. Brian Bement came in the 58th, and it's now 2-1. Great ball movement, sending it forward. Bement picking it up and just left-footing it, chipping it around the keeper. Outstanding goal and life back for the visitors. Osewusu pulling up the brakes, looking for reinforcements. Out to Hernandez. Heavy touch by Hernandez, a little bit of a bump from Toyoma. Now 2-1. Clean sheet is gone for Herrera. And Madison now fighting to find a way to get the equalizer. Paolo Jr. Machad. Machad chipping it out wide for Smart. Eaton back to Smart. Smart baseline. Centers. Opportunity over. Went past the line. 90th minute. Was that first goal by Bement too little too late? Or is there some magic left in Neil Halavity's managerial debut? His first of the season, that one coming in the 89th. Sent forward, Leonard picking it up. Eaton spraying it out for Smart. We've got 5 minutes of added time. Collision as Herrera punched it away. We've got 5 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. 5 minutes for Madison to find the equalizer and stop their losing streak. 5 minutes for the Lions to pick up their third win in 4 games. And you see Bement colliding with Herrera. Bement trying to get the equalizer, trying to get the brace, but Herrera will kick it away. Strong right foot. Tobin finds it. Now Russell. And here's Amir, Austin Amir, slowing it down. And Toyama. He'll be lucky to stay out of the book, as Hernandez is slow to get up, but he will. Set piece coming up, Barbasol going down. This will take clicks off the clock. OCB has a tendency to go short. Look for them to do this again, but Gru is on the ball. The Barbasol is down, and Madison wants to be about 3-4 yards in front of it. Time clicking away. Bagru going short to Osewusu. Going back. Bement giving chase. All the way back to Herrera. Herrera right foot, sending it on the other side of the pitch. 50-50. Herrera put his head on it. Madison moving forward. Long distance left foot by Mendoza. Tobin heading it in the air. Osewusu settling it. Machad on him. Osewusu can't stay on his feet. Machad was able to get there. Machad sending it forward. Intercepted by Mendoza. Serginho. Souza on the wing. Souza tripped up. That will waste time. Cynical foul. Halfway through the 5 minutes. Diaz shouldn't have played the ball. Time wouldn't be ticking away. Mendoza will take his time. Serginho in front. Surveying his options. Chipping it towards the 18. Leonard. Machad. Here comes Madison. Bement trying to get it back to Paolo Jr. Cleared out by Simeon. Throw in coming up. 4th minute of added time. Machad. Bagru comes over to say hello. Paolo Jr. Machad, he'll send it into the 18. Leonard put his head on it, put it out of play. That will take more time off the clock. Herrera picks it up. He'll walk over to take this goal kick. Take as much time as he can, but remember, 68th minute, he got a yellow card for wasting time. Here's the right foot. Long distance. Into the 5th minute of added time. Bagru and Leonard. Eaton pulled up the brakes, didn't play the ball, but Machad trying to get it to Smart, intercepted by Mendoza. Mendoza, plenty of running room. Mendoza, Souza on the wing, at the elbow. Tobin on him. Souza teed off on it, put it out of play. Time running out on this match. Lions nursing a 2-1 lead. And we get another look. Great individual effort to cut in. Too much air under that one. Madison. Last second push. Smart centering. Getting through. Eaton, can he turn on it? Knocked away. That's going to do it. The Lions, 3 wins in their last 4. And Madison will go home. Losers of 4 in a row. Neil Halavity will have conversations on the sideline about the clock as they had the opportunity, but the stoppage time was done after a solid 5 minutes. And the Lions jump in the table, and we'll get to that when we come back. We're going to stay here. We're going to go straight to highlights. 2-1 is your final. Let's go to the highlights on the evening. 3rd win in 4 games for OCB. A lot of activity early on by Orlando City. They're already up at this point, 1-0. Rafa Santos with a rocket shot from long distance. J.C. Banks had all kinds of opportunities in the first half. He was just frustrated as you see Mendoza putting a head on it and then a ball hitting the frame. Here's Souza battling. Smart sending it in. Smart, 2-man wall. He was going right at it. Herrera keeping his clean sheet alive. It was broken up later in the match. But here's a great give and go. Diouf, he's got D'Souza, just can't get it there. But it just shows the speed and the vision that Diouf has. And here is Santos. Just going wide. He was looking for a brace. That shot just can't get there. He would check out of the game. Here's another opportunity for Madison. long distance shot. Big punch save by Herrera. Herrera stood on his head throughout the game. Certainly earned the victory. Diaz. Free kick opportunity coming up. Don Smart stolen away by Serginho. Serginho left foot going over the top. Foot race. Thiago. Souza. Individual effort. What a goal, his third on the season. And what a counter. Just nothing Brian Silvestri could do. And here's Diaz. Trying to make something happen. Trying to get on the board. Individual effort for the substitute. Brian Bement. Left foot. Finds the back of the net. There is the clean sheet. Gone for Christian Herrera. But that is the only goal that Forward Madison can get on the evening. 5 cards handed out. The possession went in favor of Forward Madison as the game went on. They had 5 shots on target, 12 on the evening versus 8 and 2 for OCB. But the only stat that ever matters is the top one, and that is 2-1 in favor of the Lions. Coming up tomorrow in League One action, the Reds will host Lansing at 4 p.m. On the West Coast, you'll have Tucson taking care of Richmond. And then at 8, Tormenta and Chattanooga. We're going to take a look at the table in League One, and this is updated with this OCB final. Through 11 games now with 12 points. You see that log jam there between 5, 6, and 7. And Forward Madison stuck in 8 points. So OCB now with 12. The goal differential not in their favor at this point, but certainly in very good form. Points in their last 4 games. Diouf, one of the 3 members of OCB to wear the captain's badge this evening. So we appreciate very much you being with us here on ESPN ESPN Plus, as the Lions get another 3 points as they have really turned their season around. A 2-1 win here at home against at Mount Verde against Forward Madison in Neil Halavity's debut as a manager. Bement coming out, putting it on. For everyone in the control room, I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us here on ESPN Plus.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.